Good morning, thanks for joining us today. You are watching MW Newscast, your reliable source of information. We got interesting news for the day. First, yearly toxic trash from cigarette butts at 766 million kilograms. We can see almost everywhere, on streets, parks, beaches, etc. And as small as they look, but if put together globally, cigarette butts or filters account for 766 million kilograms of yearly toxic trash. According to the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, more than 6 trillion of cigarettes are produced annually worldwide, each containing filters or butts mainly composed of microplastics. When not properly disposed, these little remains get broken down by moisture and sunlight, releasing microplastic, heavy metals, and other chemicals that cause harm to ecosystems' health, entering the food chain and affecting human health seriously. As part of its Clean Seas campaign, a global coalition of 63 countries aiming to end marine plastic pollution, the UNEP is joining the Secretariat of the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, WHO FCTC, to launch a campaign to raise awareness about the toxic impact of microplastics. Let's hope there will be some changes to help reduce the harming effects of these products. Next, International Space Station retiring and falling from the sky in 2031. The International Space Station ISS, a modular space station orbiting about 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface, is the only fully operational and habitable space station at the moment. A multinational collaborative project for scientific research involving space agencies from NASA, USA, Russia, Roscosmos, Japan, JAXA, Europe, ESA, and Canada, CSA, started to be constructed in 1998. And over the years, tons of parts have been added, removed, and replaced. And since 2008, continuous human habitation. This huge space structure is said to be decommissioned, nudged out of its open and plummet back to Earth in early 2031. The fall will be controlled by operators in the ground using thrusters to lead to its final destination in the South Pacific Ocean uninhabited area, which is the farthest location from any land mass. Well, this station was not the first and for sure won't be the last. Other countries and even commercial companies have been working on similar projects, and perhaps soon there will be other stations up there. Last story for today. 2000 years ago, naughty pupils were forced to write lines as punishment. If you thought only your teachers were asking you to write down the same words or lines repeatedly as a punishment, well, now you will realize that this practice seems to have passed from generations to generations. Recently, archaeologists from the University of Tübingen from Germany, in cooperation with the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, while doing excavations at the ancient settlement of Ethibis, 40 kilometers north of Cairo in Egypt, found around 18,000 inscribed shards of pottery, among them hundreds of fragments from an ancient school, with records of single symbols repeated on the front and back, which researchers believe are examples of noted pupils being asked to write lines as punishment. The shards, known as ostraca, were fragments of vessels and jars, used as cheaper writing materials in contrast to papyrus that were inscribed with ink and a rare or hollow stick. But the pottery shards date back roughly 2,000 years ago and are revealing interesting details about ancient Egypt. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please click the subscribe button. This is Micheil from MW Newscast, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.